Hello everyone, it's me, Emran Rizaki, the creator behind Hominin. It's my first time doing a reaction video. And you might be asking, hey, why are you doing a video, like a reaction video? Well, I had this YouTuber. Her name is Mocha Cat, and if you don't know who she is, she does indie animation reactions to stuff like, I don't know, digital circus and stuff like that. And I asked her in the comments to, since I'm a big fan of her, asked her in the comments, "Hey Mocha, could you give me a reaction to Hominin Tales?" It's a little shout out, for her, which is really nice. She actually replied and actually did a reaction to my show, and that really means a lot to me. And she was pretty critical, and she did give up a lot of good points, a lot of good criticism. And I feel like when I was watching the video, she gave so many points that I feel like it wasn't just good for a comment. A simple comment wouldn't explain the entire points she's giving out. Also, I just prefer that this is going to be seen by everyone because I do want to show that how, even though I do love the positive comments, positive, like, you can be critical too. And I feel like this is a good time to show, even though the storyboards are indeed done, this animatics haven't started yet. We're still early in this process of animation. And I feel like a lot of stuff can and still change with the story, the script, and even the animation itself. And hopefully, this video, it'll do well to address all these points. And also, I just want to say that she said brutally honest video, brutally honest feedback. Well, this is gonna be our raw feedback. We're gonna be raw here, and we're gonna be raw when I'm being by that. And I mean, this is gonna be unscripted. I have no script for this. I'm just gonna go my pure thoughts, my pure judgment on this video. And by the way, I just want to say, Mocha, thank you for reacting to the videos. It means a lot to me. And also, one thing I do want to say is that the reason I am making this video, because one, Mocha, she gave me permission. Obviously, I have to ask. You shouldn't like just take someone's video and react to it. I always ask people. And also too that I wanted to, like, let's say, inspect the videos, see what I could change about the storyboards and the show itself. And because it's still early, and also I won't be making a reaction video like this in the future because, like with criticism, like that's kind of silly, right? You could criticize my show if you want, who cares? But I feel like in this instance, I asked her about it, and she did, and I want to give my thoughts about it, and it's still early too. So I just want to say thank you, Mocha, for covering this. I'm quite excited to see how this turns out. And by the way, make sure to subscribe to Mocha. I add her as a collaborator to this video, so hopefully she sees this. And yeah, let's give it a do. I'm quite excited for this.
Me to look at their videos, so I'm going to take a peek
That's me. That's me. That's right. I'm right there. That's my beautiful Dorko's face. There he is, my boy.
and see if we can help, or I don't know. I'm not a professional, so whatever help I end up giving is going to be through the lens.
Oh, so by the way, I know some people in the indie animation community can be very toxic. Very toxic. And as a creator of Hominin Tales, of like, someone who wants to be an indie animation, I want to say please be respectful to Mocha Cat. Please be respectful to my critics. If people don't like the show, that's fine. If they think it's too cartoony or inaccurate or just, they just don't like the concept of it, that's fine. You don't have to like it. I don't want to see my fans or followers like harass them or like, leave negative comments on their videos because that's really messed up. Please don't do that. I don't want that. Now let's continue. I hope my fan base hopefully is mature enough to know this.
Of a viewer, not a professional. So hopefully my feedback is good. You guys will have to tell me in the comments what you agree with and what you disagree with. But anyways, let's just hop straight into episode 1 of Hominin Tales.
Okay, so she originally thought the storyboards were like episodes themselves, which they aren't. They were just teasers, right? It was like, hey, this is the progress we've been making. And I'll grant this to her. She did thought they were just episodes, like episode 1, episode 2 of this big story. No, it's just gonna be like one contained episode. So again, this is not Mocha's fault. It's just like how she thought it would be like, which I have no problem with. It happens.
Okay, so watching this video, there's a lot of things that stand out to me. The length of the video is fine, whatever, it's 37 seconds, you can do a lot in 37 seconds. However, there is not enough, stimulation in this, okay? And listen, I don't want to be mean, but I'm here to give advice. At least that's what I think they want. I think they want advice.
Yeah, I do want advice. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this. What was it, 30-minute video? Yeah, this is gonna be a long React video, so get comfortable. This video could be used for homework, art, or just background noise. I can even use it for like animating the animatics. So yeah, let's continue.
Maybe they don't, but I'm gonna put my input in here anyways because it's my video. So listen up, Hominin Tails. First off, your name is really hard for me to pronounce.
It's fine. Hominin Tails. I never wanted to do caveman tails because I feel like caveman tails doesn't roll the tongue as well. Like, what tails could I even use? Like caveman tails, like walking with caveman. Actually, no, it's already taken.
Most people are not going to understand it immediately when they read hominin. They're going to be a little confused, which is okay. It's a smart word. I had to look it up. It means like other species of humans, something along those.
Thank you for the fact checking that. I really appreciate that. I love when people learn about this stuff. It's really amazing.
Those lines. So it's very clever. It's very smart. However, someone dumb like me is going to look at this title and be like, what is this show about? Now don't go changing your title because of me. I'm just trying to give you my perspective as a dumb viewer. Another thing, little dumb viewer me right here, I need more stimulation, okay? There's no—
You're not dumb. You're not dumb. It's fine. Like, if I had to watch this by myself, like, I'll be bored out, like, bored as hell. There's no sound, there's no music. Because, like, I don't know. I just feel like I had to prioritize the storyboards more. But yeah, I can see where she's coming from. Like the animatics that I am planning to make soon, I will include music and voice acting and stuff like that, even if it's not finished. So yeah, hopefully that turns out good.
Sound. Where is the sound here? Suffix seagull calls crashing waves.
Buzzing.
You couldn't get some sound effects? There's plenty of free sound effects out there. If you go to YouTube audio library, they got free sound effects. You could also just make your own sound effects. I mean, sure, it'll be hard with some of these noises. Like, obviously, you can't mimic a seagull or something. But, like, walking up here, you could just do some little footsteps on your table.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I wonder how, was this like a rock formation? Yeah, it's a rock formation. Like, yeah, I could do that. Yeah, totally. Like, the sound effects, seagulls, wave crashing, buzzing, you can get those from like stock stock websites.
Just something. Stimulate my brain a little bit. When you're consuming media, at least in this format, it's only going to be through sight, and it's going to be through hearing.
Yeah,
and
it's
I
true.
don't want to tell you to, change this animation to be 30 frames a second. So instead of stimulating it visually and putting a whole bunch of work on you, I'm just saying maybe add more stimulation with the sound effects. And I also want to talk about the animation a little bit, but I'm going to save that for later to see if you end up changing it or doing anything different. Okay, we're getting a little bit of the character's personality. I like that. I was worried we might not get character personality, but we got a little bit with the nose picking and whatnot. And
yeah, I like the nose picking. I feel like it's like a very human saying. Like, think about it, I bet like every human picked their nose once, like in their life, like especially in this time, like who cares, it's no one there. So I mean, it's a very human thing. Also, I just adds personality to Dorko, like when we think of cavemen, the stereotypical caveman, they're very stoic, very like serious. Cavemen were just people at the end of the day. They could have like fun, they could like have some sense of humor, or just don't care what other people think.
Shaving your pits, I guess. Did cavemen shave? Is this something I'm learning? Did cavemen shave?
Okay, so I'm going to go nerd out. I'm going to nerd so much out of this. So, did cavemen shave? Well, okay, I was going to say this particular species of human, Homo floresiensis, did Homo floresiensis shave? Do I have evidence of this? Technically, no. But is it likely? Is it possible? And did it probably happen? And do we see these behaviors today in wild animals and even hunter-gatherer groups? Yes. So why couldn't Homo floresiensis self-group themselves? I don't see no problem with this. And again, I'm not going to fall for this. Like the stereotypical caveman trope has been ingrained in pop culture. So I won't, like attack Mocha for that. Of course not. Like, like very hairy individuals in the wild, they could contract like stuff like insects, diseases, like clumps of water could get like stuck in there and get very dirty. So, you know, probably did shave it off to keep themselves clean. It probably did happen once. And the more we learn about hominins and about like other human species, even the more archaic ones, like Homo erectus, they had very surprising technology. And if Mocha learned more about the Neanderthals and their technology, she'll be very surprised how advanced they were. The what they're called, the Denisovans. They had so much technology in their culture and stuff. It's really amazing how these other species, they weren't just like stereotypical cavemen. They were far more advanced than we previously thought before, which is very interesting. So sorry, I'm like mumbling. This I told you this is gonna be my raw reaction. Okay, so sorry.
Remember, this is an educational video. What I'm learning here is that cavemen shaved. Or I don't know if this is actually caveman specifically, but this human species, whatever it is, shaved.
Okay, so after I do want to do this. She's bringing up a good point. Like I know how do you know Prehistoric Planet when they have like those little videos of like explain the science behind it or speculation. Like for example, the Carnotaurus. Like, do we have evidence of it? Doing that little dance and like the colored arms? No, but given we've seen modern birds do this and other animals do this, why not? It's possible. And I feel like we can include like a segment behind the science of hominin tails for a separate video or even like around the end of the video, which will be really good for viewers because I want to make sure the educational aspect is there, but at the same time, I don't want to overtake the story. Hominin Tales is a very and like other nature documentaries. It's not even I wouldn't call it a nature documentary. They're more like short films. They're like character studies of these hominids and like how they perceive life and stuff. And I feel like it's a very more interesting and more narrative focus. Think of like something like I don't know, maybe like Walking with Beast, how it took the educational factor, but also told a story with characters and characters we care about. So I feel like that approach is important here. And she probably has no idea what I'm talking about, like Walking with Beast. What the hell is that? But let's continue. If you're a paleo nerd, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I just feel like that's unlikely, unless this is a more modern version of human. This could be a more modern version of human. But it said that it was going from like not modern to more modern, so I assume.
I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna follow her first. I don't know. Whenever I said that, I'm not. The show isn't about human evolution itself. It's not. We're not gonna start from like the first episode. Obviously, is not about Homo habilis or Australopithecus. I'm not gonna have Australopithecus in this show. Like, it's not about human evolution itself. It's more about the humans in our branch, like in our family group. Does that make sense? Hope that makes sense. Like how like I'm gonna say prehistoric planet again. I'm so sorry, but prehistoric planet like that's not about dinosaur evolution itself. It's more about the dinosaurs' lives as them as animals. So hope that makes sense.
This was the most primitive. Okay, I'm going to talk about the animation for 2 seconds.
Oh shoot.
Because there's actually a really great example of what you could do instead. So right here, we got this long, slow panel going across. Now, you don't have to do this, but if you wanted to, all you have to do is go into like CapCut and choose some.
Guys, I have a confession. I actually used CapCut for the storyboards. The newest video I made, the announcement video, that was made in DaVinci. I evolved. I'm no longer that archaic hominid editing on CapCut. But that's really funny she brought it up. But yeah, I mean, I could have done that. It's true. She has a point.
Keyframes and make the image bounce around. And that'll just give you a more clean movement without you actually having to add more panels. And if you look here, they actually have like multiple frames of the same picture. All you need is one picture, one image, and from CapCut, you can select your position and then just slide it across the entire image.
Yeah, I mean, she has a point. Like, why do you need to redraw all this background? Like, I could just take a... Dorko could just go up, close zoom in, the camera moves, and his pants just fall off. Sounds weird. His pants drills are... I don't know the word for it. You know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. It just makes it more simple, makes it more fast.
Which I will demonstrate here. But I would go look up a tutorial. CapCut is completely free. I would totally use that just to get a little bit more animation in there. And then here with this singular object, this animation tip that I'm going to give, it doesn't work for most animation, but something like this where it's just one object moving in one direction and it's a consistent It's a consistent, what is it called? Avatar? A consistent look, whatever you want to call it. Do some stop motion tracing sort of thing going on.
Oh, hey, oh, shoot. Oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that. I like that. That's nice. Actually, I seen this video already. I'm like reacting to it again with like my dialogue, but I don't know why I didn't remember this scene. But that's really cool. I love how I really appreciate that. I don't know if she made this. Probably she did. But like the pants here and the environment, that's really smart. That's very smart of her.
Just so you can get a smoother
Yeah,
animation.
no,
That's just
she's
an
right.
option.
She's right.
It would also give it a little bit more depth if you wanted to,
Yeah.
because having the object on top of each other, and then you also want to have to keep drawing the same object. Of course, that animation tip only really works with an object that is staying the exact same throughout the entire animation. It's not going to work for complex movements, but it's just an idea.
Yeah, no, it's a
Okay,
good
and then
idea.
the shaving scene I want to talk about for a second too.
I feel like this whole segment, before she talks about it, I feel like this whole segment is going to be like really altered in the animatics because I feel like it's just one shot of Dorko shaving and that's really boring. And like okay, I gotta tell you why I included it, but let me just say this first. We're gonna have like I could do multiple shots of like close-up shots on his beard or his chest, like just shaving, because at least something like stimulation, right? Like it was just one static background. That's boring. And the reason why, actually, let's finish.
Do cavemen actually shave?
Okay.
Because this is promoted as an educational video. If they don't shave, don't include it. But if they do shave, it would be kind of cool to have like a little, I guess, caption card or.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, caption card. I don't know. Just like one of those things I'm like iffy on. There's some stuff I don't agree with in this video, and not because like I'm like it's not an ego thing. It's just that like I just don't know how would they work. I don't know. But also, her question is, do cavemen shave? I or explained this in the previous, earlier, but I do want to say that the reason I include that shaving part because when you think of cavemen, right, they're like dirty, unkept, dirty like animals, That first scene of Dorko waking up when he's in the cave by himself, waking up with Ima, sorry. He's like hairy, I want like dirty, and at Max, I really want to emphasize how like dirty he is. And when he climbs up the cliff and washes himself, like the audience like, oh shoot, this is different. Cavemen aren't like this, and like it really shows that transformative approach I'm going here. Like we're not doing the stereotypical caveman tropes we've seen before in other shows and documentaries. We're doing a fresh new take with these cavemen. We're finally exploring their humanity. We're exploring how they weren't just dirty people. Some had some hygiene. So yeah, like I feel like that is like a subversion of the trope, basically. So let's continue.
Something that says back in 800 BC, this.
Back in 800 BC, the species for humanoid shaved their armpits using sharp rocks. Source.
Species of humanoid.
So yeah, it's speculation. I will give her that. But unless we do, it's gonna be hard to find like actual evidence of that. But speculation. If it's grounded in reality, it's not like too far from reality. It's pretty grounded. Like I could totally see this happening.
Their armpits using sharp rocks. I just think it would be better for clarification.
Yeah, no
this
problem.
Is
I get
something
that.
They actually did.
Yeah.
Or if this is just something this character is doing.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's move on to part 3. I think I said this was episode 2. This is not episode 2. This is just part 2 of episode 1. So let's move on to part 3 of episode 1. What happened to the art style? Why do I feel like the art style changed a little bit in this scene?
His hand looks like his hand is like mismatched, Yeah, the storyboards are really rough. Really, very primitive. Ooh, that was a bad joke.
How are you fat and showing your ribs at the same time?
Oh, shoot. Yeah, Dorko being out of staggered on me, but I imagine Dorko having like that, strongman build. He got like a big belly, but doesn't mean he's fat. But I can see where she's coming from. I feel like I'm fine with Dorko being like a strongman, but I feel like Ima is a bit too chubby in a sense because it wouldn't make sense that like they would be a bit on the heavier side, especially since like I wanted to hint at Dorko and Dorko's like a stay-at-home dad. He doesn't go out as much. So like this whole hunting like adventure is sort of like daunting for him, especially since he's like by himself, like with no tribe left. So it's like a big grand adventure for him. And I feel like Ema being barely like she has like a big belly doesn't make sense. And I'll like it's gonna confuse the audience, which Mocha will do here. So I'm
I'm
not
just
gonna
gonna
grant
assume
her.
those
I
are
mean, I'm gonna grant
stars.
her that
See,
mistake.
this would be another great time to put up a card that's like, people could be fat and skinny at the same time.
Okay.
See, dumb viewer, guys, dumb viewer.
No, you're not dumb. I mean, you're bringing up good points. It's a good point. Yeah, I'm fine with Dorko being, again, strong man, But I think Ema should like lose some weight just because, like I imagine, I know like you guys probably won't notice, but in my headcanon that Dorko and Ema are sort of like locked in this little cave and they're like just eating, berries and stuff, which isn't very, it's not good for like the body. They need meat, they need like protein and, stuff like that, which is why they're so frail. The reason Dorko's like, bigger is because, he does hunt occasionally. So yeah.
This is my perspective. Dumb viewer me is like, how is he fat and skinny at the same time?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Anyways, that is so unrelated.
No, you're good.
We have no voice actors. Hey! Look, me.
Yeah, I see you. You want to be Ema or well, I only have like two female persons. Ema or Kita. You can be Kita if you want.
Voice act. Am I good at it? Maybe not, but I can do it. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's like the bare minimum, like the voice acting, like just do some decent caveman grunts or like just sound, authentic to like how a hominid would sound. So yeah, you don't have to do like voice acting per se. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Voice act for you. All right, let's keep going. So she's pregnant, and he's grumpy.
Oh yeah, this is the point I said. The reasons I said like, oh, people might think Ema's like pregnant because she's fat, or on the chubbier side, which would make sense in this time. Like, that's why she thought I was pregnant, which she's not. She's not pregnant. So yeah. That's why I should like make her a bit more like thinner, a bit more frail in that sense.
Oh, he's going on the hunt. Okay.
Yeah. Ema.
Emma. That's my impression. Oh, baby cries. Oh, they have two babies, or I guess one baby and one baby on the way.
So only one baby. I feel like having another baby is not good for the story. Like it kind of lowers the risk here because like if the baby dies, their kid in the cave, like. So what? I can get another baby. I'm sorry that sounds morbid, but I'm just like, that's the truth. And like having just one kid is more, efficient for Dorko's story here, his journey.
Yeah, see, you should add sound effects to these scenes.
I know. I'm sorry.
You gotta think.
I'm sorry, Mocha Cat. I'm sorry.
They're consuming it visually and they're consuming it audibly. And if you're not going to have like top tier animation of, digital circus or something, you gotta stimulate them with the sounds.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
And I'm sure they have a sound effect like this on YouTube. 1 second, let me check real quick. Baby whine, there you go. There you go. There's some sound effects. Free sound effects. Look, they're free.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna steal the sound effects for the episode. I'm not gonna make a baby voice act.
You could add any of these sound effects. I bet they have walking sound effects too.
Do they actually?
Grumpy sound effects. Walking.
What?
Walking on wood floor.
Really?
Not gonna fit. But like walking in the forest. There you go.
No, shit, let's do that.
Is a good reason why they decided not to add sound. I don't know why when YouTube has free sounds.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh. Listen, I don't want to be mean, but this baby does not have baby proportions.
Okay, so she does understand why it's like that later in the video. Later. Not now. But it does look really weird. I think the baby should get a bit of a remake. So yeah.
Maybe the offspring of this generation of cavemen did not have baby proportions. But my goodness, this baby has the longest arms in the world. Did you know babies, they can't even put their arms around their heads? Like,
maybe Homo floresiensis, like babies had smaller arms. Actually, no, Homo floresiensis adults had really long arms, proportionally. So maybe the kids had that. I think for like this species, I think it's fine. Maybe it does look kind of weird though.
If you put your hands above your hands, you can lock your hands together, right? Babies Babies can't do that. They can't walk their hands
Aw.
together when they put their hands above their head. Sometimes I forget babies are real. Like, how do you exist? You are so small and fragile. You can't even put your arms over your head. How are you alive?
Like compared to other mammals, like giraffes, like when they give birth to a kid, like it just falls and like stands up. Human babies, they just cry and stuff. Like, what do? You're like vulnerable to predators. You know?
But I don't think a baby would be this muscular. Look at those pecs on
I
a
don't see.
baby.
I don't think that's pics. I think she got mixed up. No, that's fine though. It's just
Why are there pecs on a baby?
No, don't.
I think what you need to do, step away from the realism, okay? Step away from the muscles. I know you want it to be like a realistic documentary type of thing, like it's educational and stuff, but for babies specifically,
Yeah, like I can see yeah, that's true. Man, she's point because like the audience have to relate to the baby, not relate to it, but like sympathize with it. Like if it's too realistic, it's gonna look really weird.
all the characters in general, really, you can go for simplistic. Go for simplistic, but then add shading or color, which actually you don't need to add shading and color. I don't want to add more work to your palette.
No, no, no. I want work.
Simpler is
Give me
better
work.
because simpler is cuter, and cuter is going to get you more people liking the series.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a
That's
reason that a
true.
lot of indie animations have big anime eyes. And I'm not saying change your art style. I'm just saying like this is not going to appeal to most people. The baby is more realistic than the adults, for Pete's sake. I don't understand why he's so mad. Does he want her to come hunting?
Mad? Mad? Oh no, he's not mad. That's not mad. It sucks. It really sucks that I have to explain this, which is not her fault. Again, don't take me. So he's not mad. It's more like I think just it kind of sucks that she skimmed that part where it zooms out where Dorko's like in the cave and we saw those skeletons of his family members. So he sees those family members and he's like, oh shoot, that's gonna be my wife and kid. If I don't give them food. And he's like, he has a determined face. He's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna protect my family. Well, save my family from starvation. He goes out. He's mad because he's like, his anger and sadness being frustrated at once. You know, like he's by himself. He's alone. He has no family left besides those two. And like he's also angry at like the situation here. Like, oh shoot, like my kid's in danger. My wife has to stay at home. Like I want to go hunting with my wife, but I can't, which sucks. And that's really unfortunate for him. So I'm not gonna blame Mocha Cat. It's gonna be kind of hard to explain these things with no dialogue. But I do want to emphasize that visual storytelling in the final product, hopefully.
Understand why he's so mad.
Nah, there we go.
Does he want her to come hunting with him?
Aww.
The baby, this baby is so strangely proportioned. Is it because it's malnourished? Is that why?
Yeah, it kind of is malnourished. It is.
Is this baby malnourished?
Yeah.
Am I making fun of a sick baby right now? Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh,
you kind
I
of
feel so
are.
bad.
I mean,
Not
I'm not
the
gonna hold
sick
that
baby.
against you. It's fine. It's just, I mean, if you look in a lot of countries like in Asia or Africa, where resources are very limited, a lot of the kids, unfortunately, very sadly, have a lot of malnourished bodies. And especially in prehistoric times where there was no medicine and you can't just get free water, you can't get free food. I bet a lot of kids, especially in this situation where it's like only two caretakers, like the baby's gonna be kind of messed up, right? Physically.
He wouldn't cry. Sick babies don't cry. Healthy babies do cry. So
Oh,
this
really?
baby cried, therefore it's a healthy baby.
If that's the case, Darko just went outside and didn't do anything. Like he just wasted his time there. Shoot. But yeah, I didn't know that. I'm not a baby expert. Shoot. Hmm. I think she actually is true. Yeah, I actually has a point. Like babies would cry for like the parental figure to come.
Oh, he said because he's leaving his family to hunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Emma! Is Emma her name, or is it like just the only word he knows?
That's her name.
Emma!
That's her
It's
name.
like a Pokemon. Emma! Again, I feel like just to add to the movement without you having to do work. Remember, I'm trying to make it so you don't have to draw more frames. I think if we just do some movement, camera movement, opposed to framework movement.
Oh, that's a
it might
good
help.
idea. Yeah. Oh, she's right because maybe you could just have like Dorko sliding down and the camera follows him. He just like has that big stump, Just hit like his butt lands on the floor like it hurts. That's a good idea. Because like all this stuff, like maybe you could like include that scene where like it's sliding down, zoomed in, and then when he falls, it zooms out, showing the big world. Because one thing I really want to show the audience is that I want to put them in the shoes of these hominids. Floresiensis is like 3 foot tall as an adult. Dorko's like 3 foot tall. He's short. And like I want to show how big the world is, how big the animals were. I want to show how vulnerable he is all by himself in the wild. Like put that in his perspective.
Add like cartoony sound effects. I mean, maybe it would take you out of the world, but you could also
yeah, I don't think we're gonna add that. I feel like the cartoony sound is gonna ruin it. But
like Flintstone cartoony sound effects, you know? Actually, wait, who is this for? What's your demographic here? If it's for children, I would say 100% you need to start adding some cartoony sound effects. And also, you definitely need the flashcards if it's for children, because children are not going to understand, oh, caveman shave? And if this is for adults, I still think some fact cards and some sound effects would be a good idea.
Oh yeah, that's a good point, yeah. Okay, so my series, what she's saying, I'll say it's general audiences like PG-13, because kids can watch it. Because there is some like more violent scenes in this. And violent, I mean like it depends. Like what do you mean by PG? Like Jaws was PG. The Watership Down was PG. Like those movies can be pretty violent, but there's not going to be no gore and homicides, no. But I do want to show that the Stone Age life was really hard back then. So you could say it's kind of like leaning towards more, maybe like slightly to adults. But I'm fine with like maybe teens watching this, like maybe like early to like late teens, which I have no problem with. And like what she says, some sound effects would be nice. That'd be nice. I don't know about title cards though. I don't know how title cards will work. I feel like I can include this at the end of the story because I don't want it to just like be abrupt. I don't know how that will work, but again, I'll consider it.
You gotta remember, 99% of people are scrolling on TikTok nowadays. Their attention span is that of like a rat. And your videos are good because they're only like 3 minutes long. But still, 3 minutes is pushing it for someone who only scrolls on TikTok. You need to be, doing sound effects, visual cues, moving your camera around, being all crazy. Oh, and also to lean into the cartoony aspect a little bit more, or comic aspect if this is for kids. You could also do like stickers on CapCut.
I do want to make this grounded. Because the original concept of Hominin Tales, I think explains it earlier. It's gonna be like more of a sci-fi thing. But I feel like a more like grounded series will honestly appeal to more people. Actually, it could be wrong. Maybe the sci-fi might appeal more. It depends.
They have a whole bunch of like free stickers that will do like emotions, like or something like. Or
this one I kind of disagree
maybe
with.
Just
I don't know how that will work.
Just something like that. Obviously, that depends on.
I feel like if I add that, I would kind of take out the story.
Style, what you're going for.
Yeah, again, style.
Serious or cartoony or.
I'm going for serious here. I don't want to keep pausing. Sorry.
Silly, comedic, whatever you're going for, it might not fit, but it's just an idea, just to add more.
Yeah, no, it's idea.
Visual spark.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, is that poo?
Yeah, it's poop. It's poop.
See, this is what I mean. You need to come across more clearly. I didn't realize that was poo until he was like, So I don't know. Maybe, what you could do? This is really dumb. Okay, this is so dumb.
Okay. I'm ready for this. What is it?
Hear me out.
All right.
Okay, so there's this thing called
okay. Color. So I'm going to pause it here. And I don't want to sound like, rude. But I'm going to skip the parts where you're talking about, like, the color, black and white. Because, like, the show's not going to be black and white, guys. It's not. It's going to be, like, fully colored at the end. So, let me see. How long is this? Yeah, I'm going to skip the segments.
Also, why did the elephant not have ears? What kind of elephant is this?
Okay, so, this is Stegodon. Stegodon floresiensis insularis, I believe. So Stegodon was a genus of elephant relative that lived throughout Asia, I believe, during the Pleistocene. And there was multiple species. Some were big, like normal elephants or like mammoths. But for this species, one in this episode, it's the size of a horse. They're small due to island dwarfism.
If this is supposed to be educational, give me some sort of like, I don't know, introductory card. You can do that,
Yeah. I guess
here, I'll find an example because I love my examples. So you could do like an introductory page
Oh,
like
that's
this.
a cool idea. Maybe I don't know how would I integrate that in the story, but I feel like a better example, not to just her own like example here, but I saw this video by I forgot what it's called, but it was like a I'm so sorry mentioning prehistoric planet for the third time, but there's this one video and they're like animals in it, right? And they whenever the animals show up, they have this little infographic like saying this is species name, scientific name, and that's it. There's no narration in it. Like that encourages the audience to learn more about these animals. I feel like that could be a bit more natural. I feel like having these big title cards would be kind of intrusive, I believe. I don't know. I don't want to like
This
I'll think about it, I'll consider it, but I don't know. Let me continue this
across
video.
while still keeping your vibe
She's bringing up
if
some
you
good
don't
points
want to
so
add a
far.
giant flash card in the corner or
Yeah, no, I
whatever.
don't yeah,
Or
she's
like I
yeah,
said, you could
exactly.
just add one of these at the very end of your video where it's just like, I think you could do with a few more close-up shots. I think it would be really cool.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool, yeah. Like when Dorko puts the the mud on his face. We could do like close up of that. That'd be really cool. Like some shading. Oh, that'd be cool. You know.
If you like emphasized his anger
Oh yeah,
by
yeah,
either
yeah,
zooming
exactly,
in on his
yeah.
face
Uh-huh.
or just having a frame where his face is extra detailed, extra dark, extra gritty and stuff,
Yeah,
just
that's
to
cool.
get
That's
that
cool.
emotion
That's a good
across.
idea.
I think when you're working with so few frame rates, you really need to exaggerate everything.
Yeah.
Expressions.
Well, I don't know if she knows this, but the frame rates in this storyboards are not going to be the frame rates in the final product. The final product, I just want the frame rates to be like the average animation, like your average animation show, like, typical 2D animation. Like I know here it's different because like it's like one image it keeps moving. It's like the Invincible animation. But like, because this is made on Procreate, unfortunately it's good for some stuff, but certain things like this type of like storyboarding, it could be kind of lackluster in some areas.
Movement, all of that just needs to be exaggerated to the point that it makes up for the low frame rate of animation. And that was the end of
Uh-oh, just the announcement video. Hopefully she sees this because this is like a clarification of everything. That's why I made this video. This is exactly why I made the announcement video. It's because people like Mocha Cat, she's new. She doesn't know a lot about Hominin Tales. Like, I guess she got the first impressions of the show by the storyboards. That's not good. The storyboards are not that good for like the idea or introduction of this. I feel like this is a stronger introduction because it lays out the themes. His Woolly voice has music. It's like an actual legit edited video.
Captures the features of this particular species, like the white feet and the longer arms.
Okay.
Oh yeah, this is when I was talking about like, oh, she realizes that the baby is like, has long arms and short feet. I mean, short legs,
So they do have longer arms. I feel bad about my baby comment earlier now.
Yeah, I'm glad she reacted to the video. I think it's good. I think she's like learning more about the show and like getting clarified on certain things.
The art style and trying to portray humans realistically. I really think it's important that you add real images or flashcards or something either in your videos or at the end of videos so that
I'll say the end. I feel like the end is fine. Maybe not the episode in it, but at the end.
Actually know, oh, they do have longer arms. That baby is not a freak. They are shorter, or they do have longer arms.
Yeah.
This is not bad art. This is just
It's
what
just how
they
it looks,
actually
yeah.
looked like. You could also do a narrator. Your voice is very good.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. That means a lot, I guess I got a good voice. Thank you, Mocha. I take that as a compliment.
I like your voice. Your mic is great quality. I think you could narrate this and be like,
so Neanderthals could possibly have hunted mammoths at Cernywick over 200,000 years ago.
That could also give you audio. It could give you another point of interest.
That, I don't know. Because, again, the educational aspect, I could see where that's coming from. That's like the biggest critique here in this video, which I actually agree with here. But I feel like I've seen a lot of movies, like, the movie Flow about the cat, or that short film made by the amazing Aaron Blaise called Snow Bear, or even the first type of Wall-E. Like, those had no dialogue at all, but you could still read the character's expressions and emotions and, the storytelling here. Maybe she's judging it by the educational aspect, which I do agree with that it might be a big concern. but like you don't have to say words per se to get a story across. Because like I feel like a disembodied voice will kind of ruin the visual storytelling. Like if I say, "Oh, Dorko is mad. Dorko is angry. He's angry at this, I don't know, giant stork or Komodo dragon." That would take me out of the like visual storytelling. Like you can just show him being angry. Why do I need to tell the audience that? They could just see it visually. Remember, animation's a visual, format. She could disagree, which, that's her opinion, but I feel like a narration might be it kind of might take me out of the vibe here. So yeah.
Because now, instead of just the audio of the show, you're getting audio that's unrelated. So that's almost like its own third variable of point of interest. So like this primitive era floor that
Okay, I don't blame her for this. It is small.
this 50,000 years ago. My goodness, can't even read 50,000 years ago.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm like, it's like I don't blame you at all. Even like it's small. It's small, especially the quality. I screen record this on my iPad when doing storyboards. Like the graphics are not the best for the storyboards. I won't blame Mocha Cat here.
I have no idea how many times I had to look up the title in order to pronounce it.
Yeah, what was the title? Primitive Errands?
I was gonna say, this does not cut it. Like, first of all, this is so small, it's hard to read. It's only there for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
What you should have is like a giant 5,000 years ago in one of the corners with a ... and it could be all like, suspense.
I'm gonna piggyback off this. The opening scene from Lion King, such a powerful shot, such an amazing shot for a great movie. But the way it opens, it's just black, dark, and then the sun rises. You see all the light coming through. I feel like we could do that for Primitive Errands, where you see the sun's here. It's kind of like a Zimmer vibe, but the sun is massive. It's animation. You could exaggerate certain stuff about it, even though I want Hominin to be grounded in reality. You can still exaggerate the nature and environment. So the sun could be just big ball rising up, and you see 50,000 years ago. And also Primitive Errands, by the way, it's just the episode's name. It's not the show's name. But Primitive Errands, the time where it's set in, and by the way, she doesn't know what Flores is. And she says this later in the video, but Flores is basically an island in Indonesia, but the average person is not going to know what Flores is. So instead of Flores, I might just put Indonesia instead. So Primitive Errands, Indonesia, 50,000 years ago, on just a big sun. And it gets the point across. You got the episode's name, you got the time we're set in, and the location.
Principle. You can make it a hook. 5,000 or 50,000 years ago is your hook. Phlovis. Listen,
Phlovis?
dumb viewer here. Dumb viewer.
No, you're not dumb.
Phlovis is that the human species? If it is the human species, if that is the human species, it should be kind of like an introductory card or...
Okay, so piggyback off this again, like what I said last time. So I'm going to say this. It's going to sound very ambitious, but I do want to have an intro for the show. I'm not going to tell you what that intro is. I already got it in mind. Haven't storyboarded yet. Probably do it around like the end of this development. It might even happen at all, but I do want to show that the intro is going to have the show's name, Hominin Tales, and it'll show the species going to be featured. And then when that's done, the intro's done, we just cut to this.
Part at the very end being like introducing us to the Phlobiuses.
Phlobiuses.
Or is this like the time period? But I'm pretty sure this is the primitive era. See, listen,
Primitive
dumb viewer
Errands.
does not understand what this means. And if me, dumb viewer, don't...
Yeah, I mean, it should be easy to understand, right? The episode, Primitive Errands, the time, the setting, But again, I'm not going to like...
understand, other dumb viewer not understand.
Like, she's bringing up some fair points.
Then your point just does not come across as well as you hope it does.
Yeah,
Basically,
I can see that.
how am I supposed to learn something when I don't even understand what these words mean together?
Lingering in my mind is that what software I'm going to use to create the animatics. If you're curious about how the storyboards were made,
I have such a nice voice, guys. Such a nice voice.
it was made on Pro.
Okay, so we are gonna go full animation, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, we're gonna go
right?
full
'Cause
animation.
he said
Yeah.
he doesn't know the software, so he's planning to do full animation. If that
Mm-hmm.
is the case, we need more consistent character models. I don't know how
Yeah,
many frames
let
a
me pause this.
second.
Yeah, like technically the only model sheet I have is Dorko, but that's like a very primitive, very primitive, very primitive model sheet. Like Ima, the other family, the Uka Ika, them and their kids. Like they need model sheets. They really need model sheets. And like when we go to the actual animation, I am planning to do concept art for the animals, the characters featured in it. It's like those concept art, the ones I shared. Those were like for the storyboards. But now since we're pushing the actual animation, I got to put like color, like what they're gonna look like, like actually look like if like finalized. You know what I mean? So yeah, like Ima here is like a bit, her belly's like big, but I do want to make it like a bit more smaller due to the confusion here because she thought she was pregnant, but she's not. Oh,
So this
Dinosauria! I love Dinosauria. Actually, the closest thing, if I had to compare Hominin Tales with any other series, it's actually Dinosauria because like it's accurate. Yeah, it's accurate with the dinosaurs, and the scientific accuracy is really actually very impressive. But it tells a story of these characters, and if they don't talk. So if Mocha reacts to this video, hope like if she does, that'd be really cool. But like if she does, like the characters in Dinosauria, they don't talk at all. They're animals. Like hominids are still people. They're humans, but you still learn about the story. There's a character growth here. So Hominin Tales is sort of like that.
Which is not the best for the audience, but also many people have noticed that this is just mainly due to not having the original score or sort of voice acting yet. I just want to be more focused on completing the storyboards first and doing those steps later because I feel like the storyboards are more important because they're like the building blocks, right? And like voice acting and music come after that.
Yeah, that's like exactly what I said. Like, you know, like I didn't have time to, because I'm like in school too, guys. Like, I can't do all this music and voice acting at once. Like, I just want to show the storyboards, show the potential, and just do those stuff later.
because I didn't actually realize this was a storyboard. I thought this was episode 1. I
No,
thought
it's not
this was
episode.
the episode.
I wish it was done. I wish I could just publish it, but no, I gotta work on this, which sucks. But it's fine. It's fine.
1. Now that I know that this is a storyboard, it changes a lot of what I said and thought. But
Yeah, this is what I really appreciate about Mocha Cat. She actually she didn't just like react to the storyboards and that's it. No, she actually like took her time to like look into it, which I really really appreciate. Thank you for that, by the way. That really means a lot. Criticism, like really good criticism, is like when you analyze a piece of media or like development here. It's not really I wouldn't really consider media yet because it's not finished, unfinished media basically. But in the development process, like when you're in the creative field, you're gonna have like I'm the kind of like the director, the visionary lead in Hominin Tales. But it kind of sucks being just one guy. I'm just like one guy doing the project right now. Right now, if anyone wants to work on this, I'm totally down. But one guy, and it kind of sucks that like I don't have a co-writer or someone that could help me look at a script and the characters, because like it's good to have feedback of your own creations, the script, and give stuff like, hey, that could be changed, or we could like fix that or cut this, or because when you engage with people it makes your project stronger, right? Because you're getting more output and more perspective. So I feel like Milk Cat's doing that right now with me.
Fully colored, animated, and sounds.
darn, I wanted the black and white.
You want the black and white? You want the black and white? Shoot. Should I make you black and white now? I'm sorry. It's gonna be colored. I'm sorry to break your heart.
That's fine. You can do colored. Aw, why am I so disappointed? I got myself so hyped up for black and white that now I'm like disappointed in myself. I should have watched this video first, but I didn't want to. I wanted to watch it in
2D characters with a 3D environment.
2D characters with a 3D environment. That sounds weird to me. That doesn't seem like it's going to look great.
So I'm going to address this right now. The whole show is now going to have a 3D environment. Not every environment is going to be 3D. What I should clarify this in the announcement video. Whenever you have a 3D object in Hominin Tales, it's gonna be like very close. Like that opening shot of the trees. Like though I want those trees to be 3D and the mountains to be 2D, like the ocean 2D, stuff like that. Like we like very close up shots of the environment, like the trees, the grass, the rocks, those could be 3D, but like in the far backgrounds, it could be like 2D, right? So like that, it's that like illusion. It's illusion basically. Make the world feel more alive, like you're actually in it.
Mixed media can be great, like in the Amazing World of Gumball and stuff like that. But the production value to make it look good is
Yeah, I
like
can see it.
crazy. I don't know if you have a team, but it sounds like you're by yourself,
I'm the wolf. I'm a lone wolf here. I am by myself.
which makes me think this is going to be really hard to pull off.
If that's possible, it'll give this show such a unique look from other indie shows. Polypay made a good video on.
I guess I'm just thinking like long term when it comes to like burnout and losing interest in the project.
Yeah, I mean that's a fair assessment. Yeah, that happens a lot in the animation, especially like the path I want to take for this.
And stuff like that. I don't know how good your motivation is, but for me, I feel like this would kill me. This would automatically kill me.
Yeah, I mean
Just
that's
trying to make it
fair.
look like this, I feel like it's going to take so long, let alone having to animate every single frame. But you're
You know, she has a point.
an animator now, so
I mean,
have
yeah.
fun with that. Couldn't be me. So it does look beautiful. It
It
looks
does look beautiful. Yeah, like it looks very pretty. But again, she like I'm gonna pull this off, you know. But do you not? This video actually did a really good job, you know, showing it. And also, it's 2 minutes long. Like it didn't took that long for him to take, I
It's
believe.
gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie. It looks absolutely amazing. I can't imagine how much time it's gonna take for every single scene. I guess
Not every single scene. I think she's getting this mixed up, which is again, it's not her fault. Not every scene is going to be 3D animated. There will be scenes like in a cave where it's be like 2D, and like very close-ups of the environment will be 3D. That illusion. And even if like maybe the 3D doesn't work, maybe the 3D doesn't work out, that's fine. I can just cut it. It doesn't have to be 3D. I can just like make it 2D. It's fine. So yeah, if it doesn't work out, you know, just cut it. It's fine. Make it 2D.
yes, definitely try it. If you
Yeah.
are willing to do this kind of animation,
Mhm.
go for it. It's going to definitely stand out. It's
Oh yeah,
definitely
we'll
gonna
make
be
it pretty
unique.
unique.
I personally could not. I couldn't.
The main goal and
here's
message of the
the
series
meaning
is
of the
that
show.
we are all human, no matter the species. Now you're probably thinking, what does that even mean genuinely?
Okay, this is interesting. The theme is we're all human. Your
Yeah.
message is great. I'm just curious for a modern audience, is it going to be symbolizing race and culture and
That's an interesting perspective. I can see where she's coming from. Well, race and culture. I don't know if it would be perspective of that because at the end of the day, they are different biologically. Like they are not Homo sapiens. Like all these people right here are Homo sapiens, same species. So she's bringing up a good point. Hominin is, you could say, it's about culture, but I do want to. It's more about like the universal humanity, like stuff like our compassion or ingenuity, more like metaphysical stuff. I don't know, but like stuff like that, where you can like see all these other hominids and like we aren't so different from them, not just in the biological sense or even cultural sense, but like even in the intellectual sense. You know, where like they had thoughts like us, they had life like us. You know, like Dorco shaving. You know, that's seen like in a lot of people today. So it's not just about culture or race, you know. But you could say like it could be like example of it if you want to interpret it that way, you know. Like I do want to show how different hominids, different hominid species will have conflicts with each other. And today we have different, you know, sometimes different racial groups will unfortunately have, you know, messy conflicts, which is really sad. And we could see these conflicts in a more primitive lens and see how today how it could be affected from that. So that's very interesting to explore. And it'll be really more interesting to see these other hominids. Like I have one episode in mind. I'm not going to say anything about it, like the details in it. But I do have this one episode in mind about like how these two different species, two fundamentally different species, are able to connect with each other, able to communicate in the conflicts and the how we could connect even if we are really different. So I could see where she's coming from about that.
other people around the world. Are we trying to get that point across? I'm just
You
curious.
could say yeah,
This
you
could be
could
totally
you could
off.
say maybe. I don't
With
know.
those hominids said to be Ancestor, Habilis, Heidelbergensis, Naledi, Erectus, Denisovan, Neanderthal, and finally us.
looking from one design to another, there's not a huge amount of difference between the cavemen other than like their clothing. Like I would
I can see
very,
that.
very easily mix up all of these different species. I
Yeah,
would
no
not
pro- yeah,
know
I
this
get
one
yeah.
from this one or that one from that one other than their clothing. So again, I feel like introduction cards or information.
Yeah, like what I said about the intro, like, you know, the intro will show the speech, the title of the show, and the speech is going to be covered in it. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. I don't know if that would, but you know. But like, even if the intro doesn't get shown, you know, we could still put like a little infographic about like, hey, this episode's about this species and this is their story. You know, the story lots of time.
Cards at the beginning or
Yeah,
the
this is,
end,
I have
or as
nothing
you
against
introduce the
that. Just make it
characters, would
naturally
just be a
though.
good idea, just to get the education across.
Yeah.
There is one more thing. If you watching the video, have any skills in background design, animation, or just want to help the project by any means, I'm totally down to work with you. The best way to contact me is my email address.
Yeah, guys, if anyone's watching this video, yeah, send me email. I actually got an email earlier, I believe last week. I'm not looking for anyone like right now. If I'm like looking for anyone right now, I'll put like a little ad like, hey, you know, I'm recruiting. But at the moment, actively, I'm not. But if you want to like join this project early, you know, yeah, send me email. I'm totally down.
It's linked on my channel description.
No problem.
Again, I'm not officially recruiting anyone at the moment.
I'll voice act or I'll do backgrounds. I suck at animation. Don't ask me to do animation.
You can do
It
voice
will be
acting though,
in
Mocha, if you
Blender,
want.
But if you bother you and DM you, because I'm gonna share the video with you anyway. So
Yeah, no, I
yes,
actually
please go.
like so, I'm actually like watching the video right now. I really appreciate that she's like, hey, I want you to watch this, which I am. I'm reacting to it, which is really nice of her. I really appreciate that.
Watch the channel, go watch the videos, go like, support, everything like that. I'm already subscribed. Already
Yeah,
liked.
no, perfect. You want to try?
I'm gonna link his stuff in the description, so go check it out. But this does seem like a very interesting series. I'm just curious how you're gonna implement the education factor.
Yeah, that's just the biggest critique here. That's like the biggest one that she's like I actually agree with here because like the animation aspect, I mean the educational aspect, not animation. The show, I'd have no narrator in mind. I don't want to have a narrator because I feel like that would kind of ruin it. But at the same time, how's the audience going to learn? So that's a fair point, you know. I feel like the main takeaway I'm going to take from this video is that the information segments could be put in the end of the video, the end of the episode, or it could be like in their own little contained video, like the prehistoric planet example, you know?
I guess.
See.
Anyways, that was my brutal feedback for Homo Tales,
And this is my raw reaction for video. So yeah, I'm going to stop it here because like she's kind of like talks about, you know, subscribe to me, basically. So overall, good video, Mocha. I really appreciate that you took a lot of time to react to this. And I'm really glad that I'm actually doing a reaction to her video this early in the development stage. Because I feel like Hominin is still very, it's a very early evolution. We're like, it's not finished yet. We're not even in the animatics yet. And I'm sorry, just like, there's no script here. I'm kind of like rambling like a madman, but I'm really passionate about this project. But I think the biggest takeaway, again, education factor. Hopefully she does see this video. I tagged her below. I tagged her, you know, contacts, like if you want to follow her, which you should, please follow her. But I do want her to, hopefully, if she's watching, I do want her to hopefully watch the final product. Like, she could check out the MX if she wants, you know, I'm not, yeah, if she wants to. But hopefully she does a reaction to the final animation because it'll be really cool to see her input on that. And what else I could say? What else I could take away from this video? The storyboards, again, they aren't the best for this introduction. It really sucks that like they're like the only, you know, pieces of animation technically in this so far. But again, you know, we're still in early development. The animatics are still gonna come. So I made this video so you guys can like chew on something for a while we're gonna animatics. So thank you for watching. It means a lot. Again, if you want to contact me, use my email. I link it at the bottom. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll link that too. Again, support Mocha. She's a great content creator. And also just have a good day. I hope this video was some good background noise. It was a good reaction. It's my first reaction ever. So yeah, have a good one.